Lesson 1, Spicy Selections.
I have dined at this establishment previously and the quality of their signature dishes is exceptional.
I have heard that the Sichuan peppercorn dish is very spicy. Do you believe I will enjoy it?
It is quite spicy. You will definitely enjoy it if you appreciate a complex and vibrant flavor profile.
I shall give it a try then. Are there any other recommendations you would suggest for our appetizers?
There is much hype regarding the truffle dumplings, which are a trending favorite among the local food critics.
It is controversial whether traditional recipes should be modified with such expensive and modern ingredients.
I believe that culinary innovation is essential for the evolution of a truly world-class dining experience.
I shall also request a pot of jasmine tea to complement the heat of the main course.
That is a very wise choice. Tea provides a refreshing contrast to the intensity of the spices.
Do you think we should also order the steamed sea base to share as a lighter alternative?
The sea base is prepared with ginger and scallions, which will provide a very delicate and savory balance.
I am looking forward to experiencing such a diverse array of flavors in a single sitting.
The presentation of the food here is also a significant component of the overall aesthetic experience.
I have noticed that the interior design of the restaurant reflects a very sophisticated and modern theme.
It creates an atmosphere that is perfectly suited for a formal and memorable evening of conversation.
I shall record the names of these dishes so that I may recommend them to my colleagues.
I am pleased that you are open to exploring new and challenging flavors during our dinner.
It is always a pleasure to expand my culinary horizons under your expert and thoughtful guidance.
I shall signal the waiter so that we may place our order and begin our meal.
Lesson 2, Parental Advice.
I often find myself reflecting on the profound influence that my parents had on my professional ethics.
I attempt to live by the standards that she has set for me throughout my entire life.
You should always take the advice that your parents give you, even if it seems traditional or outdated.
There is a trending sentiment among my peers that one must forge a path entirely independent of family.
While independence is vital, the wisdom of previous generations is a controversial yet valuable resource.
Much hype surrounds self-made success, but I believe we are all products of our upbringing and support.
I have learned that resilience is a trait that is often modeled by those who raised us with care.
Do you believe that we have a moral obligation to pass these values on to the next generation?
It is the most effective way to ensure the continuity of a stable and principled society.
I shall always remember the importance of integrity and hard work that my father emphasized.
Those are the fundamental qualities that will distinguish you in any professional environment you choose.
I am grateful that we had the opportunity to discuss these personal matters in such a peaceful setting.
A quiet environment allows for a level of sincerity that is often lost in the haste of daily life.
I shall write a letter to my mother tonight to express my gratitude for her constant support.
That is a very thoughtful gesture that she will undoubtedly cherish for many years to come.
I hope to provide the same level of encouragement to others as I progress through my career.
Your empathy and dedication will certainly make a positive impact on everyone you encounter.
I am ready to return to our studies now. feeling much more grounded and motivated than before.
Let us continue our work with the knowledge that our efforts are supported by a strong foundation.
Lesson 3: Celestial Observation.
It is remarkable to consider how our understanding of the cosmos has evolved through the centuries.
The other planets had all been visible to curious people for many thousands of years before telescopes.
However, the discovery of the distant ice giants required the development of advanced optical instruments.
There is a trending interest in the potential for human colonization of the Martian surface.
Much hype surrounds the private space industry, but the ethical implications are still a controversial topic.
I believe that the scientific knowledge we gain from space exploration justifies the significant financial investment.
We must prioritize the preservation of our own planet while we explore the possibilities of others.
Do you believe that we will find evidence of microbial life within our own solar system in our lifetime?
The upcoming missions to the icy moons of Jupiter provide the most promising opportunity for such a discovery.
I shall focus my research on the atmospheric composition of the exoplanets orbiting distant stars.
That is a very challenging field that will require a profound understanding of spectroscopic analysis.
I am eager to contribute to our collective understanding of the origin and evolution of the universe.
The pursuit of scientific truth is a noble endeavor that requires both patience and rigorous discipline.
I find the vastness of space to be both intimidating and incredibly inspiring at the same time.
It serves as a reminder of the unique and fragile nature of our existence here on Earth.
I shall continue to study the data from the latest satellite observations throughout the weekend.
I will provide you with the access codes for the university's high-performance computing cluster.
Thank you, John. I am honored to have the opportunity to work with such sophisticated technology.
It is my pleasure to support the next generation of scientists as they push the boundaries of knowledge.
Lesson 4: Staying Motivated.
I have noticed that your performance during the morning sessions has been exceptionally consistent lately.
I know what you mean. However, do you have any tips for staying motivated when progress seems slow?
It is vital to set small, incremental goals rather than focusing solely on the final outcome of the season.
There is a trending philosophy that emphasizes the mental game as much as physical strength.
Much hype surrounds expensive supplements, but I believe that discipline and nutrition are the true keys.
It is controversial whether elite athletes should utilize technology to track every aspect of their biology.
I believe that data can be useful if it is used to prevent overtraining and potential injuries.
I shall try to visualize my success before each training session to improve my mental focus.
Visualization is a very powerful tool that many professional athletes use to achieve peak performance.
Do you think I should increase the intensity of my workouts as the competition date approaches?
We shall follow a structured tapering phase to ensure that you are fully rested and explosive on the day.
I am grateful for your expert guidance. It has significantly improved my confidence in my abilities.
Confidence is a fundamental component of success that is built through hard work and preparation.
I shall maintain a strict sleep schedule to ensure that my body has adequate time to recover.
Recovery is just as important as the training itself for the development of lean muscle and stamina.
I look forward to representing our university at the regional championships next month.
Your dedication is a fine example for all the other student athletes in the department.
I am ready to begin the final set of the afternoon with a renewed sense of purpose.
I shall monitor your technique closely to ensure that your form remains perfect throughout the exercise.
Lesson 5, Formal Dining.
The menu this evening has been carefully curated to highlight the best of the regional culinary traditions.
That sounds delicious. I shall have the roasted duck with the honey glaze and seasonal vegetables.
Great choice, and for you, sir, I would recommend the herb-crusted lamb as a sophisticated alternative.
I have noticed that formal dining etiquette is a trending topic in professional development workshops.
Much hype surrounds the power lunch, but a formal dinner is a controversial setting for some.
I believe that a shared meal is an excellent opportunity to build strong and lasting professional relationships.
It is essential to maintain a polite and engaging conversation while adhering to the protocols of the table.
I shall use this opportunity to practice my networking skills with the senior partners from your firm.
They will be impressed by your poise and your ability to discuss complex topics with such clarity.
Do you think I should also inquire about the dessert selection before we finalize our order?
It is usually more appropriate to wait until the main course has been cleared before discussing the dessert.
Thank you for the advice. I am still learning the nuances of these highly formal social environments.
Experience is the best teacher, and you are already demonstrating a very natural social grace.
I am looking forward to the keynote speech that will be delivered after the dinner service.
The speaker is a world-renowned expert on international law whose insights are highly anticipated.
I shall take some discreet notes on my digital device to share with my study group later.
Please ensure that your device does not distract the other guests from the formal proceedings.
I will be very mindful of that. I want to be a respectful and attentive participant in this event.
I am certain that this evening will provide you with many valuable insights for your future career.
Lesson 6, Fiscal Awareness.
I have completed the analysis of our expenditure for the previous month.
Were there many unexpected expenses when you started tracking our daily spending?
Definitely, I realized I was spending a significant amount on minor, recurring transactions.
There is a trending belief that small daily luxuries do not impact long-term financial stability.
That is a controversial perspective, as these minor costs often accumulate into substantial sums.
I have discovered that my frequent visits to the boutique bakery were much more costly than I anticipated.
Much hype surrounds the latte factor, but the data suggests it is a very real phenomenon.
I shall endeavor to prepare my own coffee at home to reduce these unnecessary outflows.
That is a prudent decision that will allow us to reallocate those funds to our travel savings.
Do you believe that using a digital application is the most effective way to monitor our budget?
It provides a real-time overview that is far superior to manual record-keeping methods.
I was surprised to see how much we spent on digital streaming subscriptions that we rarely utilize.
We should cancel the services that do not provide consistent value to our household.
I agree, it is better to be intentional with our resources than to let them be wasted.
I shall update our financial goals based on these new insights this evening.
I feel much more empowered now that I understand exactly where our money is going.
Awareness is the first step toward achieving the financial independence we both desire.
I look forward to seeing the improvement in our savings balance by the end of next month.
I am confident that our disciplined approach will yield excellent results for our future.
Lesson 7: Information Depth.
The sheer volume of data available today makes it difficult to remain truly informed.
How do you choose which news stories to follow deeply among so many competing headlines?
I prioritize events that have significant geopolitical implications or long-term societal consequences.
There is a trending problem with clickbait headlines that prioritize sensation over factual substance.
It is controversial whether social media algorithms are beneficial or detrimental to public discourse.
Much hype exists regarding citizen journalism, but professional verification remains essential for accuracy.
I often cross-reference multiple international sources to ensure a balanced and objective perspective.
Do you believe that deep-form investigative reporting is becoming a rare commodity in our fast-paced world?
It requires significant resources, but it is vital for holding powerful institutions accountable.
I shall focus my research on the evolution of ethics in digital news environments.
That is a very relevant topic given the current proliferation of misinformation online.
I find that reading long-form essays provides a much deeper understanding than short video clips.
Nuance is often lost when complex issues are reduced to brief soundbites for entertainment.
I hope to develop a framework that helps students distinguish between fact and opinion.
Critical thinking is the most important skill a modern consumer of information can possess.
I shall begin by analyzing the editorial standards of several major global publications.
I look forward to reviewing your findings, they will be very beneficial for our seminar.
Your experience in the field provides a necessary context for my theoretical studies.
It is my goal to foster a more discerning and informed generation of media professionals.
Lesson 8: Inventive Roots.
Many individuals are unaware of the personal motivations behind the invention of the telephone.
I read that his father developed methods and worked with deaf and dumb children in Scotland.
Alexander was also interested in this work, especially as his mother suffered from significant hearing loss.
It is trending in historical research to emphasize the humanitarian aspects of his early experiments.
His desire to assist the hearing impaired was a controversial yet driving force in his scientific career.
There is much hype regarding his rivalry with other inventors, but his family influence was profound.
Do you believe that personal adversity is often the primary catalyst for major scientific breakthroughs?
It certainly provides a unique perspective and a deep sense of purpose for the researcher.
He spent many years studying the mechanics of speech and the transmission of sound waves.
I find his transition from a teacher of the deaf to a world-renowned inventor to be quite inspiring.
His laboratory notes reveal a man who was obsessed with the idea of making the world more connected.
I shall examine how his early linguistic studies influenced his later technical designs.
You will find that his understanding of visible speech was fundamental to his electronic innovations.
It is a remarkable example of how different fields of study can intersect to create something new.
We must remember that every great invention has a deeply human story behind its creation.
I look forward to writing my thesis on the intersection of linguistics and 19th century technology.
I shall provide you with access to the archival letters that Bell wrote to his family during that period.
Thank you. Those primary sources will provide an invaluable insight into his character and motivations.
I believe your research will shed new light on a very important chapter of our technological history.
Lesson 9: Budget Accommodations.
I am eager to begin our exploration of the hidden districts within this ancient city.
That is a great idea. Staying in budget accommodations allows you to meet fellow travelers.
I have noticed a trending preference for hostels among professional travelers seeking social interaction.
Much hype surrounds luxury hotels, but I find the communal atmosphere of a guest house more authentic.
It is controversial whether budget stays provide sufficient security for expensive photographic equipment.
We must be diligent in utilizing the lockers provided and maintaining awareness of our surroundings.
I have found a small pension located in the Artisan Quarter that has excellent reviews.
Staying in such a location will provide us with a much deeper insight into the local lifestyle.
Do you believe that saving money on lodging will allow us to invest more in traditional dining?
I would prefer to allocate our resources toward a high-quality guided tour of the National Museum.
That is a wise trade-off. The educational value of a professional guide is worth the expenditure.
I shall confirm our reservation for the shared dormitory for the next 3 nights.
Please ensure that the facility offers high-speed internet so we can document our journey.
I have already checked, and they provide complimentary wireless access in the common area.
Excellent. I am looking forward to exchanging stories with travelers from around the globe.
It is the diverse perspectives we encounter that make international travel so rewarding.
I shall handle the navigation toward the hostel while you monitor the local weather updates.
I am ready to begin this adventure. Let us proceed toward the old city gate.
We shall discover that the most memorable experiences are often found in the most modest locations.
Lesson 10: Virtual Presence.
The latest advancements in haptic feedback have revolutionized the way we experience digital environments.
I can hear everything they say, absolutely. It feels like you are in the same room with the person.
You are experiencing the trending phenomenon of spatial telepresence, which mimics physical proximity.
There is much hype regarding the metaverse, but the actual utility for business is what interests me.
It is controversial whether virtual meetings will ever truly replace the need for physical corporate offices.
I believe that for global teams, this level of immersion is a significant improvement over standard video calls.
Do you feel any physical discomfort or motion sickness while navigating the virtual boardroom?
The frame rate is so high that the transition feels entirely natural and fluid to my senses.
I shall demonstrate how you can manipulate three-dimensional models during a collaborative session.
This would be incredibly useful for our architects who are working on projects across different continents.
It allows for real-time adjustments and a shared perspective that was previously impossible.
I am impressed by the clarity of the audio. It truly enhances the feeling of realistic interaction.
We are working to ensure that the technology becomes more accessible and affordable for smaller firms.
I shall prepare a report for my organization on the benefits of integrating these tools into our workflow.
It will certainly reduce the carbon footprint associated with international executive travel.
I am eager to see how our clients react when we host our first virtual seminar next month.
We shall provide comprehensive training to ensure that everyone feels comfortable within the digital space.
Thank you for this demonstration. It has completely changed my perspective on remote collaboration.
It is the beginning of a new era in human communication, and I am glad you are part of it.
Lesson 11: Checkout Protocols.
I understand that your professional schedule has undergone an unexpected and significant change.
I was hoping to occupy the room until 3 p.m. as I have a very important conference call to complete.
I apologize, but our latest checkout time without an additional fee is strictly 12 p.m.
Is there a trending policy among luxury hotels to offer more flexibility to loyal corporate members?
It is controversial, but we must prepare the suite for a guest who is arriving early this afternoon.
Much hype surrounds the flexible staying movement, but I see that operational requirements take precedence.
I can offer you the use of our private business center, which is equipped with high-speed internet.
That would be a suitable alternative. Will I be able to conduct my video call in a quiet environment?
We have soundproof booths designed specifically for confidential professional communications.
I shall also require assistance with the storage of my luggage until my departure this evening.
Our concierge will securely store your items and provide you with a claim check immediately.
Do you think I could also have access to the fitness center while I wait for my flight?
I shall grant you a temporary pass so that you may utilize all of our wellness facilities.
I appreciate your effort to accommodate my needs despite the constraints of the hotel schedule.
It is our goal to ensure that your stay remains productive even after you have vacated your room.
I shall proceed to the business center now to prepare for my upcoming engagement.
I will have the concierge bring a selection of refreshments to your booth in 30 minutes.
Thank you for your exceptional service. I shall certainly return to this hotel in the future.
It has been a pleasure to assist you. I wish you a very successful and productive conference call.
Lesson 12: Literary Resilience.
I have always believed that literature has the power to sustain us through our most difficult trials.
I was looking at me, then I read something by the poet Audre Lorde, who had been diagnosed with cancer.
Her writing often explores the intersection of personal struggle and the courage to speak one's truth.
I was going to die, she wrote, and I realized that silence would not have protected me.
That is a profound insight. It is a trending theme in modern psychology to emphasize the power of expression.
It is controversial how much one should share about their personal health in a professional environment.
There is much hype regarding vulnerability in leadership, but Lord's perspective is much more fundamental.
I find that her words provide a sense of agency to those who feel marginalized or voiceless.
Do you believe that reading such raw and honest work helps you navigate your own challenges?
It serves as a reminder that our fears are universal and that language can be a bridge to others.
I shall include a selection of her essays in our next seminar on the literature of social change.
I am interested in how her identity as a poet informed her activism during the 20th century.
She viewed her art and her political commitment as being deeply and inextricably linked.
I hope to write my final paper on the theme of silence versus speech in her collected works.
That is a very sophisticated topic that will require a careful analysis of her metaphorical language.
I shall begin my research by visiting the Special Collections Department to find her original manuscripts.
I will provide you with a letter of recommendation so that you may access the restricted archives.
Thank you, John. I am inspired to explore the power of the written word with even greater depth.
The study of such courageous voices is essential for the development of your own intellectual perspective.
Lesson 13: The Smart Paper Boy.
It is heartening to see young individuals being recognized for their integrity and quick thinking.
I read about the smart paper boy in my town. There is a boy who just got an award for his actions.
This boy noticed a gas leak at an elderly resident's home while he was delivering the morning news.
There is a trending sentiment that the youth of today are not as observant or responsible as previous generations.
That is a controversial stereotype that is clearly disproven by such exceptional acts of community service.
Much hype surrounds teenage influencers, but true heroism is often found in these quiet, daily actions.
He contacted the emergency services immediately and stayed with the resident until help arrived.
Do you believe that local newspapers are still an effective way to celebrate these communal achievements?
They provide a sense of identity and pride that is often lost in the vastness of global digital media.
I shall write a letter to the editor to express my support for the recognition of this young man.
That is a very thoughtful gesture. Positive feedback encourages the continuation of such high standards.
I find it inspiring that he remained calm and professional throughout such a frightening situation.
It is a testament to his character and the values that his family and school have instilled in him.
I am pleased that the mayor is planning a formal ceremony to present him with a plaque of honor.
It will serve as a powerful example for other students in the district to follow their own moral compass.
I hope to meet him someday and thank him personally for his service to our neighborhood.
Acts of kindness and bravery are the threads that hold the fabric of our society together.
I shall remember this story whenever I feel discouraged about the future of our local community.
We must continue to highlight and celebrate the excellence that exists all around us every day.
Lesson 14: Property Inquiries.
I have curated a selection of properties that align with the innovative nature of your technology firm.
Certainly, Are you looking for something in a particular city or a specific area of the downtown district?
I am currently focusing on the tech corridor, where there is a trending growth in collaborative workspaces.
There is much hype regarding green buildings, but I am more concerned with the quality of the digital infrastructure.
It is controversial whether open plan offices are as productive as the more traditional, private office structures.
I believe that a flexible environment is essential for fostering creativity among my engineering team.
I shall provide you with a detailed breakdown of the square footage and the monthly utility costs.
Do you think we can negotiate a longer lease in exchange for a reduction in the initial security deposit?
I shall discuss the proposal with the landlord. They are usually open to such arrangements with stable firms.
I am also interested in the proximity of the building to public transportation for my employees.
This particular site is located within a 5-minute walk of the Central Metropolitan Railway Station.
That is a significant advantage that will help us attract and retain the best talent in the region.
I shall also investigate the availability of secure parking for those who prefer to drive to work.
I would appreciate that. I want to ensure that all members of my team feel their needs are considered.
We must ensure that the lease agreement includes a clause for future expansion as your company grows.
I am very optimistic about our prospects, and I want a space that can evolve alongside our success.
I will arrange a physical viewing of the 3 most promising locations for you on Thursday morning.
I look forward to evaluating the natural lighting and the overall atmosphere of the properties in person.
Choosing the right environment is a critical decision that will set the tone for your entire organization.
Lesson 15: Ethical Responsibility.
The ancient narratives often contain the most profound lessons regarding our moral obligations to others.
Our goal is clear: when we see that wounded traveler on the road to Jericho, we will not pass to the other side.
It is trending in contemporary philosophy to discuss the bystander effect and how to overcome it.
Much hype surrounds the idea of effective altruism, but the core principle remains a controversial area of debate.
It is controversial whether we should prioritize those close to us or maintain an equal duty to all humanity.
I believe that empathy should not be restricted by geographical borders or cultural differences.
Do you believe that the digital age has made it easier or harder to practice genuine compassion?
While we see more suffering globally, the sheer volume can sometimes lead to a sense of emotional fatigue.
We must maintain our sensitivity and recognize the inherent dignity of every individual we encounter.
I shall focus my research on how ethical education can encourage more proactive social behavior.
That is a very noble pursuit that has the potential to influence the development of future social policies.
I find the story of the Samaritan to be a powerful reminder that our neighbor is anyone in need.
It requires courage to stop and assist someone when the rest of society is choosing to look away.
I am interested in how different cultures interpret this specific parable throughout their own histories.
You will find that the theme of the stranger who helps is a universal element in many moral traditions.
I hope to incorporate these cross-cultural perspectives into my final presentation for the class.
I shall provide you with a list of historical commentaries that explore the sociological impact of the story.
Thank you. I am eager to explore how these ancient truths can be applied to our modern ethical challenges.
True wisdom lies in the ability to translate our moral convictions into consistent and compassionate action.
Lesson 16: Community Unity.
It is truly remarkable to witness so many different cultures gathered in one location.
Events like this bring communities together, do they not?
Absolutely, and it helps us understand the unique perspectives of our neighbors.
There is a trending movement towards celebrating heritage through local food and music.
Much hype exists regarding globalism, but local community strength remains a controversial necessity.
I believe that mutual respect is the foundation upon which a stable society is built.
Do you think that technology has made it easier for people to connect across cultural divides?
While digital platforms provide access, physical festivals like this create a much deeper bond.
I shall record the attendance numbers to demonstrate the success of this initiative to the Council.
I have noticed that the younger generation is particularly enthusiastic about participating today.
That is a positive sign for the future of our neighborhood and its social cohesion.
We should consider hosting a similar event during the autumn season to maintain this momentum.
I will discuss that proposal with the Community Board during our next formal assembly.
It is vital that we continue to foster an environment where everyone feels welcomed and valued.
I agree, inclusivity should be a permanent characteristic of our local governance.
I am grateful to have the opportunity to contribute to such a meaningful project with you.
Your dedication to the Guest Relations Department has been exemplary throughout the entire day.
I shall finish organizing the feedback forms before the closing ceremony begins tonight.
I look forward to reviewing those insights to improve our future community engagements.
Lesson 17: Dental Health.
I am pleased to report that my semi-annual dental examination was entirely successful today.
That is excellent news. Did the dentist inform you if you had any cavities?
He confirmed that I did not have any cavities. He flossed my teeth and put fluoride around my teeth too.
There is a trending debate regarding the necessity of fluoride treatments for adults.
While it is controversial in some circles, most professionals advocate for its protective benefits.
Much hype surrounds natural charcoal toothpastes, yet traditional methods seem more reliable.
I prefer to follow the evidence-based recommendations provided by a licensed practitioner.
How often do you replace your manual toothbrush to ensure optimal oral hygiene?
I follow the standard advice of replacing it every 3 months or after a significant illness.
I shall ask the hygienist for a demonstration on the most effective flossing technique today.
That is a very proactive approach. Prevention is far more comfortable than corrective surgery.
I am also considering a professional whitening procedure before the graduation ceremony next month.
You should discuss the potential sensitivity of your enamel with the dentist before proceeding.
I will certainly take that into consideration to avoid any unnecessary discomfort.
A healthy smile is a vital component of one's professional and personal presentation.
I feel much more confident about my appointment now that I have heard about your positive experience.
I am certain that your results will be just as favorable as mine were this morning.
I shall proceed to the reception desk now, as they are calling my name for the appointment.
I will wait for you in the lounge area until your consultation is completed.
Lesson 18, Industrial Shifts.
The landscape of the national economy has transformed significantly over the last century.
We are currently examining the coal, rail, and steel industries during the peak of production.
It is a sobering fact that the steel industry has lost over 1 million positions since that era.
There is a trending discussion regarding how automation will continue to impact manual labor sectors.
Much hype surrounds artificial intelligence, yet the decline of heavy industry remains a controversial political topic.
I believe that retraining programs are essential for workers who are displaced by technological progress.
Do you think that the transition to a service-based economy is sustainable for the working class?
It presents a significant challenge that requires a comprehensive revision of our educational system.
I shall analyze the data regarding the closure of the local manufacturing plants in the north.
It is interesting to see how these former industrial hubs are attempting to reinvent themselves.
Some have successfully transitioned into centers for technological innovation and green energy.
I shall focus my thesis on the social consequences of the decline in the coal mining sector.
That will provide a very important human perspective to our broader economic research.
I hope to find primary sources that document the daily lives of the factory workers.
The university archives contain several personal journals from the early 20th century for your review.
Those documents will be invaluable for establishing an authentic narrative of that period.
We must ensure that our research acknowledges both the economic data and the human experience.
I shall continue my literature review until the library concludes its operations for the evening.
I will assist you in synthesizing these diverse data sets into a coherent academic argument.
Lesson 19, Formative Teachers.
I believe that the educators we encounter in our youth define our eventual professional trajectories.
What is a question you ask to learn about someone's favorite childhood teacher?
I usually ask which specific qualities made that individual stand out from the other faculty members.
There is a trending appreciation for teachers who prioritized emotional intelligence over rote memorization.
Much hype exists regarding digital learning, but the impact of a human mentor remains a controversial debate.
I remember a mathematics teacher who possessed an extraordinary ability to simplify complex equations.
Did that experience influence your decision to pursue a degree in the sciences?
It certainly removed the fear of the subject and replaced it with a sense of genuine curiosity.
I shall always remember my history professor who taught me the importance of critical thinking.
It is a remarkable gift when a teacher can inspire a student to think independently.
Do you think modern educators face more challenges due to the constant presence of digital distractions?
They must work significantly harder to engage the students in a world of instant gratification.
I believe that a teacher who can tell a compelling story will always maintain the attention of a class.
I shall attempt to incorporate those storytelling techniques into my own presentations next semester.
That will be a very effective way to communicate your research to a diverse audience.
I am grateful for the foundation that my early education provided for my current success.
We should consider making a donation to the University Scholarship Fund in honor of our mentors.
That is a very noble suggestion. I will contribute a portion of my savings to that cause.
I will finalize the paperwork for the donation so that it is processed before the fiscal year ends.
Lesson 20, Hiking Gear.
We must ensure that we are adequately prepared for the rugged terrain of the national park.
I believe sneakers are better. They are more supportive than casual shoes for walking long distances.
However, for steep inclines, dedicated hiking boots provide superior ankle stability.
Should we bring a jacket or a sweater to protect ourselves against the evening chill?
A lightweight, waterproof jacket is a trending choice for hikers who value versatility and protection.
Much hype surrounds ultralight gear, but I am concerned about the durability of such materials.
It is a controversial decision whether to prioritize the weight of the pack or the robustness of the equipment.
I shall select a moisture-wicking base layer to ensure that I remain dry and comfortable.
Do you think we should also purchase a set of walking poles to assist with the descent?
They would be very beneficial for reducing the impact on our knees during the steep portions.
I shall investigate the local weather forecast once more before we finalize our purchases.
I am looking forward to the panoramic views from the summit of the mountain.
It will be a rewarding experience that justifies the physical effort required to reach the top.
I shall pack a sufficient quantity of high-energy snacks and clean water for our journey.
Safety must be our primary concern, so we shall also carry a comprehensive first aid kit.
I am ready to begin the ascent as soon as we arrive at the trailhead on Saturday morning.
We must remember to follow the principles of leave no trace to preserve the environment.
I agree, we must protect the natural beauty of the wilderness for future visitors to enjoy.
I shall proceed to the checkout counter to finalize the purchase of our essential supplies.
Lesson 21, Dinner Planning.
I would like our upcoming gathering to be a truly memorable experience for our guests.
Do you have any tips or advice? First, we should decide on a theme for your dinner.
I am trending toward a Mediterranean theme, focusing on fresh ingredients and regional specialties.
Much hype surrounds molecular gastronomy, but I find that traditional, hearty meals are more welcoming.
It is a controversial choice whether to serve a formal sit-down dinner or a more casual buffet.
A sit-down meal allows for more structured conversation and a sophisticated atmosphere.
I shall prepare a 3-course menu that includes a seasonal salad and a signature main dish.
Should we also consider the dietary restrictions of our colleagues, such as gluten sensitivities?
I will ensure that there are high-quality alternatives available for every guest attending the party.
I shall manage the invitations and track the responses to ensure an accurate guest count.
Please inform everyone that the event will begin promptly at 7 o'clock in the evening.
I shall also select a playlist of classical music to provide a subtle and elegant background.
That will perfectly complement the formal setting we are attempting to create for our friends.
Do you believe we should also prepare a small gift or memento for the guests to take home?
A handwritten note or a small artisanal treat would be a very thoughtful and personal gesture.
I am excited to see how all of our planning comes together on the night of the event.
Your organizational skills are essential for the success of such a complex domestic undertaking.
I shall go to the specialty market tomorrow morning to source the freshest organic produce available.
I appreciate your dedication. I am certain that this will be an exceptional evening for everyone.
Lesson 22, Screen Time.
I have observed that we spend a significant portion of our evening interacting with digital displays.
I believe we should start reducing our screen time. That is a very good idea, I think.
We could replace those hours with more meaningful activities such as reading or direct conversation.
There is a trending concern regarding the impact of blue light on the quality of our nocturnal rest.
Much hype exists regarding digital detox retreats, but daily discipline is a more sustainable approach.
It is controversial whether social media improves our connections or actually increases our sense of isolation.
I find that a physical book allows for a deeper level of focus and intellectual engagement.
I shall designate the hour before sleep as a device-free period for our entire household.
Do you believe that we will experience a sense of withdrawal if we disconnect so abruptly?
It may be challenging initially, but the long-term benefits for our mental health are undeniable.
I shall place our mobile devices in a different room to remove the temptation to check notifications.
We could also rediscover the joy of playing board games or engaging in traditional hobbies.
That would be a wonderful way to spend our leisure time in a more interactive and social manner.
I am looking forward to the clarity and calm that a reduction in digital noise will provide.
It is important to be the masters of our technology rather than allowing it to control us.
I shall begin by disabling all non-essential alerts on my professional and personal devices tonight.
That is a very practical first step toward reclaiming our time and our cognitive focus.
I feel more relaxed already just by making the decision to prioritize real-world interactions.
I am confident that this new habit will lead to a more balanced and fulfilling lifestyle for us.
Lesson 23, Travel Ratings.
I have found a destination that offers a variety of historical attractions and has good ratings online.
Have you ever had a bad experience with a location that appeared perfect in the advertisements?
I once visited a resort that utilized misleading photography to hide its lack of modern facilities.
There is a trending reliance on peer reviews, but sometimes those accounts can be highly subjective.
Much hype surrounds Instagrammable locations, yet the actual experience is often controversial and disappointing.
It is vital to cross-reference multiple platforms to ensure the accuracy of the information we receive.
I shall investigate the specific feedback regarding the safety and cleanliness of the local transportation.
Do you think we should prioritize a hotel that is in the city center or one that is more secluded?
A central location will allow us to visit the major sites without wasting time on long commutes.
I shall also check if the staff is proficient in the English language to facilitate our communication.
That would certainly make our interactions with the local service industry much more efficient.
I am pleased that we are being so thorough in our research before committing our travel budget.
A successful journey is the result of meticulous planning and a realistic assessment of expectations.
I hope to find a balance between popular landmarks and the quieter, less explored districts of the city.
We shall utilize a professional guide for the first day to gain an orientation of the city's layout.
That sounds like a sensible strategy that will help us navigate the area with more confidence.
I will proceed to book the flights now that we have reached a consensus on the final itinerary.
I shall pack my luggage this weekend to ensure that I am ready for our departure next Friday.
I am looking forward to our exploration of a new culture and its unique historical heritage.
Lesson 24, Digital Privacy.
In this era of pervasive data collection, protecting our personal information is a mandatory task.
Understanding the platform's privacy policies helps too. I believe we must be very careful.
Agreed, we should be aware of who can see our personal data and how it is being utilized by firms.
There is a trending awareness regarding the sale of user information to third-party advertising companies.
Much hype surrounds the use of free services, but the user is often the product in those transactions.
It is controversial whether total digital privacy is even possible in a world of interconnected devices.
We can significantly reduce our risk by utilizing encrypted communication and complex, unique passwords.
Do you recommend using a password manager to handle the large number of accounts I possess?
It is the most effective way to maintain high security without the burden of memorizing every detail.
I shall also enable two-factor authentication on all of my academic and financial profiles today.
That adds a vital layer of protection that is very difficult for unauthorized individuals to bypass.
I am concerned about the amount of information that I have shared on social media in the past.
You should conduct a comprehensive review of your historical posts and remove any sensitive details.
I shall also adjust my settings to ensure that only my confirmed contacts can view my activity.
Vigilance is the price of security in a landscape that is constantly evolving and presenting new threats.
I appreciate your professional insights. I feel much more secure now that I have a clear plan.
It is my pleasure to assist you in navigating the complexities of the modern digital environment.
I shall begin the audit of my digital accounts as soon as I finish this university assignment.
I will be available to answer any technical questions that may arise during your security review.
Lesson 25, Business Flourish.
I have been following the development of your new enterprise with a great deal of professional interest.
That is commendable. I am excited to see your business flourish as well in the coming year.
Thank you. Good luck with your upcoming product launch, as I believe it has significant potential.
There is a trending focus on sustainable business models that prioritize social responsibility over profit.
Much hype exists regarding disruptive startups, but a solid foundation of ethics is a controversial necessity.
I believe that honesty with one's customers is the most important factor for achieving long-term success.
Do you feel that your university education provided you with the practical skills required for leadership?
It provided the theoretical framework, but the actual experience of management is much more demanding.
I shall introduce you to some of my colleagues who have extensive experience in the retail industry.
That would be a wonderful opportunity for me to learn from those who have already succeeded.
Networking is not merely about exchanging cards, it is about building mutually beneficial relationships.
I shall prepare a brief presentation that outlines my company's mission and our future growth plans.
Make sure to emphasize the unique value proposition that distinguishes your firm from the competition.
I am very motivated to work hard and make a positive impact on our local economy through my work.
Your enthusiasm is infectious and will certainly serve as a catalyst for your future achievements.
I hope to provide employment opportunities for other young graduates in our community very soon.
That is a very ambitious and noble goal that reflects your commitment to the common good.
I shall continue to refine my business strategy based on the feedback I received from you today.
I am confident that your resilience and vision will lead to a very prosperous professional future.